Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Motivate You, the Winner Circle with June Archer. My next guest is Jamaican's hottest sensation. She has been rocking the music scene from Yard to the UK and all stops in between with records like Ready for Them, Games, Bubble, Nighttime. She got a couple new records on the way, an album called Worth the Wait featuring Kaimani Marley. This Brooklyn native has the vocal ability to share the spotlight with the likes of your favorite female R&B artists. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show my friend, Miss Tosh Alexander. Tosh, welcome.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
Long time, man. How are you?
Man, I am feeling great. I'm so glad to have you on the show.
Thanks
It's
for
been a
having me.
minute.
Yeah,
I've
man.
been following the career,
Yeah.
listening to the music, following the vibes, and I have to tell you, your consistency has been amazing, and I definitely want to talk about that. But how have you been through this quarantine pandemic that we've been going through recently?
I just go with the motions every day, to be honest. I mean, it's a whole lot. I mean, I can't say it's been any one thing. I think at first I was kind of shocked by what was taking place. I'm naturally a homebody, so I was like, okay, I'll be able to get through this. But I think day to day, when you hear the stories and you see things unfold, and it's just like so much gray area and like uncertainty. There's some days I get up and I'm positive, and there's other days I'm like, wow, So I just allow myself to feel everything and just take it day by day.
And you are, from what I know, personal experience, a very positive person, very upbeat. For
Mm-hmm.
you, during this time, what have you grasped onto to get you through those moments, get you through those days where you're like, man, it's really trying to stay put in one place?
You know what? So it's a few things. So my families were kind of spread out. So I have my family here in Florida, but my parents are in Jamaica and my brother as well. And I have close friends there. And so I also have family in New York, and we're all very close. And I think it's a matter of us being apart that kind of gets to me a bit because I'm extremely family oriented. Um, but what helps me, it's a few things. I journal a lot. I can't say that I've been super inspired to write music. I've probably done like one song, but
Mhm.
I write a lot. Like I journal a lot of my feelings, and on top of that, I was never really the person to really utilize all the tools in Instagram. So I wasn't the person that ever went live. I would just post my pics and go. But
Right.
what's been helping me a lot is really engaging with people on the internet, engaging with people on Instagram. You know, fans who've been rocking with me, and new people that just looking for someone to engage with and
Right.
distract themselves from or very harsh reality right now. So I've been doing that along with I have my family at home. I watch Netflix, and sometimes I just sleep. But that's it really. Like there are some days I just really just sit here and be like, wow, we just have to sit here and allow it to happen. Whatever this is, let it pass. Nothing else we can do, right?
Well, you're a creative person. How has the process been thus far, being at home and trying to be creative in that space without? I'm from the old school way of thinking when you talk about creating music, like being in the studio with people, vibing off of them, vibing off their music, coming up with stuff impromptu and really having a feel for the room and the energy and really absorbing that and being able to put that into a record. How has it been? Because technology is not a bad thing if used properly. And people are, for an example, D Nice, taking this this
Out of here.
stuff and just taking it to a different stratosphere.
Hmm.
What have you been doing to continue to be creative and work on your craft and your music?
Okay, so the great thing is that I've had a body of work that I was planning to put out anyways. So this time has allowed me to really sit, and other people involved in the project. We all get on calls, whether it's everyone's doing these Zoom meetings, or we're getting together and we're putting our projects together. So I've been very busy with that. But taking it back to what I said prior, I can't say that I've been in a creative space to write. I
Hmm.
can't say that for myself. I've been in a space to finish or complete projects I already started. or I'm now doing the marketing aspect for projects that are complete, and I can do that. But what I would encourage people to do is just be honest with your feelings in that moment. Like, maybe it's not, maybe I think everyone thought, okay, well, now this is a time where there's not much going on. Creatives can just finish albums. I'm sure some people can, but some of us, if I'm feeling how I'm feeling, and that's heavy emotions from all that's going around, maybe I could put it into a song, or maybe I can't. Like, I
Right.
just tell people to just be honest with your feelings and don't force anything, because that next person is like, oh, I've written a whole song. Good for them. That's just
Right.
not my experience. You know what I mean? I tried to get on a Skype writing session yesterday. I don't know what that was.
It
I
was different. I'm certain it had to be
Yeah,
different.
I feel the same way. I want to be in the studio. I want us to vibe. I want us to just throw ideas. There is a magic in human interaction that
Yeah.
people just, they try to use the phone for everything, or even this. No, there is magic in person to person. You get what I'm saying? And maybe because I haven't been acclimatized to what this is as yet, but we tried yesterday and we're like, it's not there. It's okay. We'll try this again. So
And who knows? The magic may happen at some point when you really try to figure that out. But
mm,
I want to go back to a piece of the beginning. For those who don't know who you are, and for those who do,
mhm.
West Indian descent, yard gal, Jamaica, born in Brooklyn, grew up in Jamaica, made your way back into the States. How was that journey in the beginning part of your life, and what influenced you to even be in love with music? Because I did read that your mom was a big fan of Peter Tosh, so that's where the Tosh came from.
Right, right, right.
Take us through that journey and how you fell in love with music.
Okay, so my parents are music lovers. My whole family. Like, when you heard me when I said that I miss my family, like, when we get together, we don't even need friends. We, like, once we get together, loud music playing, we're dancing, we're singing, we entertain each other. So my mother actually went into early labor, like family house party, Brooklyn style. Super kept playing, and she just like, yeah, and dancing, knowing that she's going into labor with me. Like,
Right.
yeah. So I come from that. Music is a form of healing for me. It's like it's such a big distraction. Like, in this time more than ever, I've just been playing like a lot of playlists of like my favorite songs, and they take me away, and that's why I fell in love with music in the first place. It just takes me to a place. I don't know what it is, but it feels good, And I lived in New York. I remember being young and living with my whole family, and then I remember we uprooted and moved to Jamaica, and um, that still felt like home. I grew up there. I went to prep school there and I beta high school, and then we moved to Florida. And Florida, of course, is very different from New York, because where we moved to in Florida was a extremely white area, like
Mm.
only black girl in the class kind of thing. And at first, it was rough, like anything else. Huge culture shock for me. Even in our neighborhoods, being like, that's a black family right there in
Right.
a neighborhood full of a lot of white people. Um, but what I'm so grateful for how I grew up, because it's made me so malleable. Like, I could go anywhere, I could flex anywhere,
Right.
and through this journey, the music is an influence, because Brooklyn, we're hearing, like, I remember just listening to, whether it is reggae at that time, dancehall, hip hop, that kind of music. I remember, like, in my subconscious, Sting, like going like to Sting on,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
then I can remember going home, and then just day to day the radio, hearing dancehall and like real roots and reggae. You know what I mean? And then get to Florida, and then my cousins are just playing like bare hip hop, like the best hip hop. Like, that's when like DMX was big, Ja Rule,
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh
all.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, but throughout this whole thing though, R&B is constant. R&B is the one constant through all these different spaces I've been to. R&B is just always constant. And so I just find that being in a space with people that love music, coming from Jamaica, where we're just like entertainment capital, right? Having my New York roots, music was just always a part of me. Always. And it's not just me, it's a lot of people in my family as well. I just really took it up like, yo, I'm gonna do this for real.
And
And I
there was
always
nobody in your family that sang, or they just love music?
so both my older brother is into like making beats and he can sing very well as well. My younger brother like raps and like he's very much into music, like
Mm.
deep. So I mean, the cousin that I used to visit in New York, because even though I migrated to Jamaica, I was always in New York for every summer, my favorite time, New York in the summertime. And I had a cousin, her name was Terry, and she's the one that put me onto Aaliyah. She would sing all the time. I wanted to sing like her. But when I saw myself singing, like I saw myself singing on stage, like in front of people when I was
Wow.
young. And I always said it. I knew I was gonna sing in front of people. And when I moved to the States, when I moved back to Florida, I met this kid in my class. He heard me singing and he's like, "Oh, my dad, he's a part of the Commodores and he's looking for a girl group." And I was like, "Oh, I want to do it. I want to be a part of it." And that was the beginning of my pursuit, and I've never stopped. I mean, I've taken breaks to finish school because I still went to college. I still got my degree. But even through all these different things, I was pursuing music. And yeah, there's some moments where the industry can kind of strip you of that joy
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
But when it's just who you are and it's a part of who you are, you can't shake it. So I just always get brought back to the music.
And there's a lot of ebbs and flows that people, even fans of the music, can't always understand, and unless they are a part of it, it is a business and an industry where if you're down, it will kick you. When you're up, it will kick you.
Yeah.
Just because that's just the nature of the
Nature of
business.
it. That's just a system that
Yeah,
is.
and it's not for everybody, but for you in those moments, for someone who's trying to pursue music
Mhm.
right now, whether they want to be a rapper, a musician, singer, dancer, what is the best piece of advice that you could give someone who says, "Wow, Tosh could do it, I could do it." And you said it from day one. You knew that you wanted to be on stage. Some people have that same thought process.
Mhm.
Some people have that same drive and passion. But for that person who will eventually run up against obstacles, run up against roadblocks and having doors closed in their face, what is the best piece of advice or key to success that you could give that person who's listening or watching today?
I've been asked this questions a few times before, this question in particular. Sorry. And it's like, what would you tell someone real quick? What would you tell them? And I find that I can't just sum it up for you in one sentence or a couple. Like,
Right.
there's a lot I would have to say to that person. And number one is, I think it's very important for you to really sit with yourself and ask yourself, why do I want to do this? Do
Hmm.
I want to do it because it's from my soul and I feel like it's my birthright and God-given purpose? Or am I doing it because it looks nice and flashy? It looks nice. It looks easy. Because that's how a lot of people are measuring.
Right. It can be very deceiving.
Based on how it looks. So my thing to you is that you have to be honest with yourself. What is the real reason why you want to do this? If it's because you feel like this is in your soul, then are you going to decide to make this your passion? Because everyone just uses that word so frivolously. Oh, it's my passion. Is it?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So that means that you're willing to sacrifice and suffer for this thing then, because that's really what your passion is, right? That's what the meaning of passion is, right? So are you willing to suffer
Right.
and sacrifice to attain this? Okay, so you're there. Okay. Okay, then fine.
Right.
Follow me. So now it's your passion. You're willing to suffer. Or you're willing to sacrifice for it. Cool. You are going to get so many doors slammed in your face, and you're probably going to hear no more than anything. And if it's not no, it's like what we call in Jamaica, like a go around. They don't
Right.
tell you, they just go around you. Okay, so that's gonna happen. Don't take it personal. Because you have to believe in yourself so much. And
Hmm.
you have to believe in yourself when no one else does.
Talk about it.
Sometimes your friends aren't gonna, but they're not gonna say it. Sometimes your family is just like, whoa, like she's still doing this. You have to block out the noise and hopefully, wholeheartedly believe in that vision that you see in your head when you go into bed at nighttime. Right? And then with that said, for me, the most important thing that I have learned on my journey is, people don't say this to you a lot, but like, pray for discernment. I don't care if you pray or you meditate, but discernment is important. Discernment is where you figure out, you learn to make sound decisions, because when you're in this thing, so many people have an opinion on how it's supposed to be done. No, everybody knows how to do it. No, everyone knows how to do this thing. And you're like, really? I never know it was so easy. I mean, why aren't you? Why aren't you? Okay, so everyone has an opinion. And if you're not solid in your space and grounded and know exactly what you're doing and where you're going, those voices will start to seep in. I know, because I've been there. And now you're making decisions based off of someone's fickle opinion.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to have discernment where you can sit with the noise and just be like, that makes sense, that makes sense. But my heart's telling me to go here. And that discernment comes from, like, say, for instance, they'll be like, you know what, Tosh, you just dropped something. You should go to this club to support it. You know, I could, but I'm not gonna, because I don't think that's gonna add value to what I'm doing.
Right. Or it may not fit your brand.
I want to be lazy. I'm just saying that I'm using my discernment to do that. And that's how that's going to help you to make more sound decisions. And that will just help you to never stop. You have to really realize why you want to do this. I want to do this because it's in my heart too. So whether you accept it, June, or they accept it, I don't know. I'm still doing it regardless. And that's it. You don't get attached to the outcomes. You just do it and leave it. And it will work.
No, and I believe that, and I want to go a little further. When you talk about, because I do believe there's a distinct difference. Talent is overrated.
Okay.
You could be very passionate about something, or you could be very talented about it. When that person is passionate about it, or let me back up. When somebody is talented in what it is that they want to do, be it a musician, rapper, singer, even athletes, doctors, you can put everyone in there.
Yeah.
Whatever you are a practitioner of. And you have people, because I've seen it. I believe I'm the person who has the passion and not always necessarily the talent. When it comes to the music and entertainment, I was that guy. When it came to sports, I was talented, but I wasn't passionate because I was really good. Like, I was a gifted athlete. But talent only gets you but so far. When you look at some of the singers that really do well, and you can speak about it, I want you to share your experience. You have some people where the same people that will tell you, this is going to be hard, they'll look in and say, oh my God, I could sing better than that person. I could sing better than Tosh. How come he made it? But they're not realizing that you are in the gym, you are putting in the 10,000 hours to do the work, because what you lack in talent, you're going to make up in passion.
Right.
So I want you to speak to that person who, the proverbial person who's like, I could do better than Chris Brown. Like, I could sing better than him. I could dance better than Usher. Not realizing that there's something that they switch on that some people just don't have.
Right, because it goes back to this. You could be talented. It doesn't mean you're passionate. The meaning of being passionate about something is to literally endure or sacrifice or suffer through. You know, so those guys, with Chris Brown, say for instance, like, he sacrificed an entire like teenagehood or childhood. He sacrificed going out with his friends. Let's talk about the Biebers. They sacrifice freedom because they love what they do so much. You get what I'm saying? So for that person that wants to pursue any endeavor, and it's not just music, it's anything. You can be talented, but you need that fire in your belly. Because the truth is, when you walk out here, there's so many people talented out here, like crazy talent, to like jaw-dropping talent. Okay, but what's going to separate me from that person? Look at Kobe. That's where the whole Mamba mentality comes in.
There you go. There you go.
It comes in like, I'm just going to always outwork you, bro. Like, I'm never going to stop. Like, you cannot kill me. I'm a cockroach. I'll keep coming back. Like, you cannot get me out of this. Like, I'm going to keep working. You're going to always see me. Like, I'm hard to kill. Like, that needs to be that needs to be the mentality going into this. Like, it can't just get hard and rough and you just stop. No, I
No,
believe you
yeah.
can retreat and formulate a plan to come back better, but I don't believe in just stopping. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like people fall hard because they're chasing the wrong things and they don't
Right.
like to admit it, but it's more like they want to chase what looks good. And those things come eventually. You get what I'm saying? But you have to put that 10,000 hours in. And sometimes it's more. Sometimes you have to put in more work. And that's just what it is. And I always tell people, like, it doesn't make sense for you to compare yourself to the next man's journey. You don't know what they went through for that. You don't know what they've done for it. You don't know. And it's not your business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your business to know. Your business needs to be about you, like in the process. Like, what can I do to make myself better at this? For
Right.
me, I tell people all the time, the music I listen to, a lot of the older people, because I try to sing up against them. Mind you, I fall short a lot of the times because they are crazy vocalists, but they challenge me.
Right.
You know, I look at their videos, I study how they move on the stage. Like, those are the things that you need to do if you're really about something. And in this time that we're not doing anything,
It's the best time to be a student of whatever it is that you want
exactly.
to
Just
do.
always be teachable, always be a student, and always keep your mind open. You know, keep your mind open. Like, if you're a musician, like, listen to other genres of music except the one that you feel comfortable listening to. Dig up
And
some cool stuff.
that's
Like,
important.
you know,
Super
all those
important.
things are important. Just to you never know how you're going to digest it and how it's going to inspire your next sound. And so that's all I can really tell someone to do. I mean, I don't have all the answers. I don't think any of us does, but in anything that you're great at and you find that you feel it's your purpose, then you just have to put that work in, and you can't cheat the game. You can't hustle it. You can tell me, oh no, I was in the studio for crazy hours. I mean, you could lie to me, but you can't trick the universe. It's gonna
No,
do exactly what you put out there.
it
So
will come out, and whatever it is that you're doing,
yeah.
it will show, and we will
Mhm.
know that you weren't putting in the work.
Yeah.
We see it time and time again. I think that resiliency for you, we met so many years ago, and to
Mhm.
see you continuously improving and growing on this journey. I mean, look at the records that I was just talking about. Ready for Them,
Mhm.
Games, Bubble. You just dropped Nighttime. I want to talk about the inspiration behind Nighttime because when you talk about work, Tosh,
Mhm.
this is the current record, but you just posted that you might drop this other record called Roses Are Red. And I'm like, Tasha's not playing. Like, she's working. She's not giving you an opportunity to rest. Like, she's trying
No,
to
no,
give
no,
you,
no.
trying to entertain you. You know, I want to talk about this Nighttime record. The record is amazing.
Thank
The
you.
graphics and the visual for it, amazing. What was the inspiration behind Nighttime?
Okay. So when we met many years ago, that was at that music conference.
New England Music Seminar. Yes,
Right.
one of the best music seminars in the Northeast.
Yes.
Shout out.
And at the time, I was doing a lot of R&B music. I was living in New York, and I was doing a lot of R&B music. A lot of the music you just named after. That's when I moved back to Jamaica, and I was experimenting with different sounds, especially dancehall, which was very new to me and very fun to me. Um, Nighttime is inspired by my this yearning that's calling me back to just like make R&B music.
Mm,
And it's something that I did from last year. It's a song I did last year. And I honestly wasn't so confident in how I was going to release this. I'm like, I'm just going to record it and have it here. And that's actually how I have dealt with a lot of my songs. I have like a whole album worth of songs and more just sitting there. And in my mind, I'm like, it needs to be the right time. It needs to be the best situation. And honestly, sometimes you don't get those. I'm an independent artist. Like, it's not going to always be the best situation for me. You get what I'm saying? So
right.
um later on that year, I had Roses Are Red and Nighttime. And I was like, you want to know what? Even though these are not my singles, because I had released Games and Games was doing well. 2 months after Games, I went to Jamaica and I was like, I'm going to shoot these 2 videos. And so I shot them and I've had them waiting on the opportune moment to drop them. Nighttime was inspired. The song was inspired because I wanted to get back to R&B, but I still have like a little reggae feel in it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the content was also because of the space I was at in my life. Like, realized I didn't want to be in a relationship anymore. Like, I don't want someone to check me and then we become boyfriend and girlfriend. I was just kind of so over it because I was coming out of a situation.
Right.
I just want to be in a space where I just have fun because I've never been that girl. So I want to try. I just want to go on dates. I don't want commitment, and so I kind of put that into the music. And then, I mean, when it's released, you'll hear Roses Are Red. That's more like the more emotional side of why I went to nighttime, you know?
Got it. Got it.
So I went to Jamaica and I was like, yo, let's shoot the video. In the video, my hair is back in one. This is not my dress up hairstyle. I don't like when my hair is back in one, right? But it's whatever. I didn't have on any makeup really. I had on a shirt and I was like, listen, in all my videos, I'm always dressed up. I love dress up. But I want this to be fun and useful and romantic and just genuine and relatable. So I just stripped it all the way down. And we shot it in Port Royal in Jamaica. It's like a little city.
Mm-hmm.
And we just did,
Beautiful place.
yeah, we just did day-to-day things. Like, we just went to the lady, got her coconut water, had oysters, just walk around the town, drink a red stripe, sit by the water, like just capturing all the essence of like a real island love.
Mm.
And so that was really cool. It was such a nice experience when it came out and how it was put together. Like, I just fell in love with it because it was just very authentic. It was very much me.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
think it
very
gives
much me.
the viewer opportunity to kind of see the beauty of that environment if they haven't already been, and you welcome them in via the video.
Yes.
I think it's amazing, and I think a lot of things that you do, especially visually, is very inviting, and not just from the beauty aspect. We drop dead gorgeous, beautiful. I get that,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and I know that you look at it from a different perspective because, as you said earlier, all these young ladies who are singing, whether it's Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, you everyone's made up and you're beautiful. Like, why
Right.
would you put out a product that is not?
Right, right,
Well, what
right.
separates you from the pack? And I feel like the passion that you put into the visual and in what you put together for the total complete package is
Yes.
what makes you stand out. I want to talk about your your tug of war with reggae music,
Mm-hmm.
R&B. You're a true R&B lover because when I met you, it was R&B,
Mm-hmm.
and I was super excited to find out one after the fact. Oh, shit, they're from y'all too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, so I'm born Jamaican.
Yeah.
I love it, right? So because
Yeah.
the culture is different because you're naturally in love with the culture and
Mm-hmm.
the music. It's part of who we are.
Right.
But having the opportunity to be able to embrace something outside of your genre is a blessing. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in a predominantly white neighborhood and school system,
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to everything from Bon Jovi to
Mm-hmm.
Journey to Meatloaf, and then you have the one Prince record and the one Michael Jackson record to come in, and then there's Shaka Khan, right?
Right.
But the constant for me, and I'm certain, and I want you to speak about it, was that reggae music on Saturday and Sunday morning when
Right.
either you're cleaning up or you're cooking,
It
right?
wakes you up. Remember? That music wakes you up out of your bed. You know it's Saturday because you hear those tunes playing.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, a beautiful feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
then that R&B music, something about it gets you, and you try to incorporate it. I want you to talk to us about that R&B bug because you can flip flop the genre and you just make it sound sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Make it sound sweet. So, which is your first love, or is there a struggle and a tug of war going on constantly?
Gosh, you just asked me what's my first love. Hold on. Okay, this is the truth. This is the whole, like,
Unadulterated, uncut, raw truth.
R&B is my first love, yo.
Wow. Okay. All right.
R&B is my first love. R&B is my first love. Um, didn't even know what it was, but just like hearing, I believe the children are future. I mean, I'm young. I picture myself in the car when that song is playing.
Wow.
Because the truth is, in Jamaica, as much as we love our reggae, We call it souls. Everybody loves souls.
Right.
Everyone is blaring souls, like from the biggest speakers. Like if you're driving through what we consider like a ghetto area, they have a big speaker and they're playing souls. Like I remember going to the hairdresser every Saturday as a kid, and my hairdresser, she loved Tony, everything Tony Braxton, like so. And it's like it's the first time I hear music and I felt something. I didn't know what I was feeling. I'm so young. I don't know nothing about no big people relationship, heartbreak, none of that stuff. But whatever they were singing, I felt it.
Right.
I felt the heartbreak, and I've never like that's the first music that when I heard it, it evoked emotions. You get what I'm saying? So that is my first love every time, and I can't run from it. I mean, the other day I saw the Babyface and Teddy Riley. I've been on an R&B, like I went down the rabbit hole. Like I feel like my followers are now tired of hearing about it from me because I
But we
just
love hearing you sing these records, though. So,
yeah.
rabbit hole or not, we
But
love that
then
you
it
are.
was crazy. So then I say all that to say this. So like I sing out my souls, all that. But you see, once I hear a bass line kicking,
That's it. That's it.
so it's such a tug of war for real, because the truth is I've lived in both spaces for a very long time and I'm influenced heavy by both sounds. Like I love reggae music. Like I'm not just even talking the new, talking dig up, like going way back. Like
Give us a couple artists that inspire you. Reggae.
Garnet Silk.
Yes.
I have to throw him out there. Garnet Silk did it for me. I mean, dancehall artists I love to listen to, but talking about R&B, R&B reggae artists who, when I heard their voice the first time I heard Garnet Silk song, I can remember where I was, and I knew that his voice sounded different on the radio. Yes, Garnet Silk. You know, as much as she was considered slack, my father didn't like her. He thought she was too slack. I loved Patra.
That's a favorite though. No, even though you know that you shouldn't be listening at the time.
Yeah,
growing up, like
I was liking her. I liked that it was raw. It was cool. I love the braids. I love the whole look. It's not something I saw all the time, and I knew that it was not wrong, but like very like, ooh, this is not what I was. But I loved it. I was very drawn to it. You get what I'm saying? But singing wise, from reggae, Bob Marley, of course, and I mean this with my whole heart. Bob Marley is just, you just know who he is, and you know his music is great, and that is that.
Period. In the story, you don't have to sell him. Like you
right.
He's not an artist. You have to. If I have to influence you,
right,
or
it's just like given.
To listen to that, then it's just not for you.
Yeah, but I remember, as far as reggae is concerned, if the first person that comes to mind, that when I heard him, I then fell in love with his voice, and his voice is something to me. It was Garnet Silk, wholeheartedly.
Wow. Now I want to talk. Now, since we're in that Marley lane, you did a record with Kamani.
Yeah, I did a record with. Oh, he's so dope. We did a record. Did that record like 5 years ago? No, 6 years ago, I think.
How was that working with
that was really cool. That was Brian Stanley as well, B Stan, along with two producers called Raj and Twinkie. And they literally had an idea, and it was just, they put the beat on, and then someone just shouted out 911. And then from there, it was just like creating the song. We slapped it together in like an hour or two. And then I remember B saying like, yo, we need like someone with like a crazy voice, like male. It has to be different though, like contrast. And he's like, a Marley. And I'm like, Marley's. I was like, he's like, Kimani. I was like, let's try it. I knew Kimani from before. So I was like, but I've never asked for a music favor. Let's see. And I called him, and he was just so cool with it. He's like, yeah, just send it.
He just seems to be a really down to earth.
He is
brother, and just amazing for me, just inspirational from afar, like to seeing how he moves, how he takes care of his family, how he could jump in and out of music and television is just amazing to me. Shout out to him. I love what he's doing, and just continuing the legacy, especially in that humble spirit of it. So it's really dope. Now R&B, let's talk R&B. Like, who were some of your influences and some of your favorites?
Oh, R&B. So R&B, I have a long list of the females. I wanted to be like Brandy. I loved Monica, Lauryn Hill, Mariah, Whitney, Tamia. I would say those are the people. Janet. Janet.
Great performer.
Yeah,
Great
Janet.
performer. Great performer.
And I'm listing the names of the people that like just being young, and I had all their CDs. TLC. I wanted to be like them so bad. I wish I was a part of the group. Like, sorry, I just go into a space, and I think at that time, because that's literally when I fell in love with music. That's when I was like, no, I gotta do what they're doing. Oh, I could do that. As females, they influenced me a lot, but I love the Babyface. I love Tevin Campbell. I loved a lot of those dudes back in the day. But if someone said I had to choose one person, that'd be hard. But I definitely dig Lauren. I loved that she was able to mix up both worlds, the rap and then the. So that's kind of where I kind of drew my experience when I realized that I was in a weird space with experimenting with dancehall and like singing. And I was like, well, Lauren did it. You know, she found a way to incorporate it. So in my new tune that's gonna drop, Roses Are Red, I'm singing, but like I use a lot of patois dialect. That makes sense. I'm singing out in.
Right. For those who don't know what patois is,
just
Google it, and because I don't have time to explain.
Yeah, Jamaican lingua.
Yeah, that's it. Queen's English broken down. I don't, however you want to put it. Google that. This Roses Are Red record. I heard the snippet. It's fire. Not saying that because you're my people's fire record. I'm excited about what's coming with that. What do we have leading into what's going to happen after that record? Like, what do you have planned that we have something to look forward to?
Okay, so I've kind of I'm in the process of doing this right now. I have a lot of records that I did that were R&B, and then some that were dancehall, and then some that were in the middle. So I'm strategically finding a way to release them where there's a marriage between the sounds. Okay. So even I release Roses Are Red, I have a tune that's going to be coming out shortly after that kind of encompasses singing, but it has like a dancehall swing to it, and the beat's very pop. So regardless of what we're doing going forward, like at nighttime, it's going to be palatable to people that enjoy dancehall and palatable to people that like R&B or singing songs, because I've merged both. I feel like I finally found a space or a sound that merges both.
And I know you're not ready to have any commitment, but if I could say the word, you found a marriage. Putting both art and reggae together. Okay. All right. That stay in the space that you're in, because I know you're enjoying life. But I think that for those who love reggae, they'll be able to appreciate what you have on the R&B side, and vice versa. For those who want to follow you, like what you're doing, where can they find you? Where can they follow you?
So my name is @Tosh Alexander on all social media handles, and on YouTube, Spotify, Deezer, Audiomack, everything. Tosh Alexander, TOSH Alexander, ALEXANDER.
Now, you and I are music people. So for you, music is a soundtrack to life, as we know. What is the song that is the soundtrack to your life that allows you to get up even when there are times you just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, or there's times that it gets you amped to be creative, wake up and go get it? Obviously, we can't wake up and go anywhere, but you know, that song that gets you out of those moments when you're like, you know what, I just got to put this song on. This is my song. This is my jam. What is that song that is a part of the soundtrack to your life? And if you want to sing a bar or two, like, I don't think we would mind that either.
That one's hard.
So many songs, I'm certain. But I try to make sure I ask my guests this, because I like to see, you know, what can inspire those who are listening on their journey that inspires you.
That's hard. That's a hard one. I'm trying to think of my I don't know. I think I'm stuck on that one.
Would it be, so let me say this, would it be reggae or would it be R&B?
That's the thing. I feel like it could be both. I feel like it could be both. Um, I'm thinking of my devotion list that I actually play every day. Wow, I think I'm stuck. Let me see. There's a song. No. It's so reggae. So I think I'm stuck. You put me on the spot. Sorry.
No, as we're supposed to, because I've been going through a lot of records around this time, Tosh, and I realized as I've been interviewing more people, someone the other day had Three Little Birds, and I thought that was super dope. And of course, he was a Jamaican as well, but just the lyrics and what Bob was talking about was amazing.
That's actually like a very sentimental song in my family as well that we play on for that time.
Amazing song, right?
Yeah.
And then you have Sounds of Blackness is always another guest favorite spirit. And I just find that, for those who are looking for inspiration, sometimes not just putting on a Jay-Z or Beyonce record will do. Sometimes you really have to dig deep and find something that can really touch your soul.
I have a song, but it's very reggae. I'd have to sing it. I don't know who's watching, but like I could sing it. I want to get his name right. I think it's by Luciano.
Great artist.
Yeah.
Great artist. And I haven't had
the words right, but like there are certain times in my career I feel a few times where I wanted to stop. And this song I played and I can just hear the emotions in his voice. And it's an old song, but I must sing it anyways, and I hope that they could understand for the non-Jamaicans or non-Caribbean people. And I hope I get the words right, but it's something like glory be the most high Jah, hallowed be thy name, King of kings and Lord of lords, great to be praised. I ascribe to you dominion, power and grace. From years and years to come, you will always be the same. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees to pray. Help me, God, I pray. Don't want to be carried away. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Restore my soul today. Yeah.
That's dope. Ladies and gentlemen, you witnessed it here. My good friend, reggae artist, R&B artist. Please support her new record coming out, Roses Are Red. It will be everywhere that you could get music. So make sure you download it, support. Now is the most precious time to support our creatives, especially our recording artists and musicians. And I promise you, it will be a blessing. At Tosh Alexander on Instagram, she's doing some amazing things, and I promise you, she's a beautiful spirit, beautiful person. Please like her, love her, share this with someone who is in need, especially during these times. This is your host, June Archer, for Motivate You and the Winner Circle. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless y'all.
Thank you so much, June. Okay.
Tosh, you're the best.
Thank you.
We got to do a record together.
All right.
We're going to make that happen.
Okay.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Tosh Alexander, like it, love it. Thanks for joining us, Tosh. Thank y'all for
tuning in. Wash those hands.
You know that's right. Stay home.
Yeah, man. All right. Bye.